We are rolling.
Good morning. Welcome back to the conversation. This is Pointing Out the Obvious. This is our news and politics webcast, our daily take on what's happening today. I'm your host, Patrick Russell, and over there is my very opinionated producer, Veronica. Together, we're here to quip and quiver through today's headlines, searching for the real. No matter how deep into the swamp we need to go. Good day to you, Veronica. Wow, really interesting topic that we're going to have to deal with moving forward into the election season. A story came out that predicts the ad revenue for next year's midterm elections will reach and exceed $8 billion. Now, frame of reference, the last midterm elections, the ad revenue totaled $2.1 billion. So
Wow.
We're seeing a potential 4 times increase in the amount of money that's going to be going into political advertisements, political ads. But now, guys, this isn't your daddy's political advertisement campaign. Most of the money being generated is from social media sites, Facebook, Instagram. We're talking about all of the major social media players and even the smaller ones are all getting into the political ad game. It's just too rich an environment for people to avoid. And because it does create engagement, as we've talked about in the past, political ads is just simply a natural element of what we believe the growth of the social media metaverse really is, right? From a younger generation's perspective, how do you feel about there being so much money going into political ads? Pretty much every commercial you might come across is going to be a political ad in nature. How do you feel about that?
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Patrick. As long as it's not to benefit Donald Trump, I'd be happy
Sorry,
to see.
sweetheart.
I'd be happy to see 1,000 of
Gonna
them.
have to disappoint you on that one.
You know, and it's just, I'm so anxious now, and it's not even 2022 yet, but I'm anxious to see what's going to happen to Donald Trump. This is obviously something that we want to talk to you guys about too, but I mean, we all know, and everyone is talking about it. He's coming back. So I'm not too happy about that. And I think the increase on, $7 to $8 billion in ads, it's coming from Donald Trump and all the people and all the companies and everything that belongs to Donald Trump.
Well, we do need to then start talking about, well, where is this money coming from, right? And so then that leads into another interesting topic of political action committees, right?
It's what it is. It's
those
basically
IRC 527 political nonprofit organizations. The part of the story that people missed a couple of years ago, remember when the IRS was under the microscope for holding back the finalization of 527 applications from right-wing political action committees? It's because there were hundreds of applications coming through. Keep in mind that the dark money that we hear being flowed through and sent through advertisements to create the fervor that we're looking for in your political base, that's all coming from maybe 100 families that have created hundreds of political action committee groups so that they could hide their true intentions about which election they're in support of, which candidate they could be support of, which new rules and regulations that they're lobbying for. Most of this is done through political action committees, right? And the reason being is because now there's this level of anonymity that the original donors can use. Now, are there rules for disclosures if you give more than $5,000 to a political action committee or 527? Do you have to disclose yourself? Absolutely. But that's what I'm saying, is that we're not talking about an individual that's only opening up 1, 2, 3, or 4. These individuals, like, families like the Soros family you hear all the time, they have their fingertips on over 100 different 527s that are using the money that's being provided by them as well as their cohorts in uses for ad campaigns against whatever legislation or candidate they're trying to railroad.
And you know what it is, Patrick? It's that I now understand who's leading our country. And what you said is true. Those 100 families that are capable basically leading the country and telling us where to go. So now everything is on them, right? And I don't know how I feel about that. And there's nothing possible that I can do per se,
Right.
besides doing my part as a citizen. But other than that, I mean, what options do we have?
Very good. Final note. So bring it full circle. So sorry to tell you, if political commercials isn't your thing, you're not going to be real happy. You're going to be turning the mute on pretty much through the middle of every one of your shows, commercial breaks of every one of your shows, because we are believing that you're going to see an onslaught, an avalanche of political ads, not just on normal TV or streaming, because we have YouTube as our streaming services. And if you're watching a live program, you're subject to commercial breaks. Sports, if you love sports, this is what's really going to drive you crazy, because those political ads are really going to be what you see mostly next to the Budweiser commercials, and the next Blockbuster commercial is really going to be about whatever political candidate race you happen to be locally involved in. So be mindful what she's saying, what you can do. Keep yourself informed. You know, it's not about just finding one trusted source. How many different newspapers or online news sources do we have subscriptions to? Literally over a dozen.
Yeah.
Because finding a trusted source is a chore that doesn't just happen once. It happens every time you're looking for the truth before you can take a position on a particular political candidate or a political move or a political rule or law that's about to come and make a change in your life. Guys, there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer, but there is your opinion. Please don't just subscribe to the show, even though we will be doing this back and forth on a daily basis. But lend your voice to the show. It'll make it a whole lot more fun. Guys, it doesn't matter if you lean to the right. It doesn't matter if you lean to the left. As long as you're treating the person in front of you kindly, you just made the world a better place. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you soon.